This is a level 1. I'm Desiree, and we're going to start standing, and I just want to work our way down. So we're going to come to the top of our mats. Just take a moment here to really feel your feet, feel the mat beneath you. You might even kind of rock forward and backwards, kind of take a little bit of movement side to side. Take a few full breaths together, inhaling deeply through the nose, opening the mouth, sighing it out. We'll do a couple more like that. Deep inhale and big exhale. Last one, big inhale. Long exhale. Contract the belly, push out that last bit of breath. And then deep inhale through the nose. Slow exhale through the nose. Starting that Ujjayi breath, inhaling and exhaling. Bringing a hand to the belly, one hand to the chest. Keep that breath going. Nice steady inhales. Smooth, slow exhales. Emphasizing the exhale as you contract the belly at the bottom, pushing out that last bit of air. It makes room for a bigger inhale. And we're going to spend about the next 8 breaths here just breathing. Creating space with each inhale. Openness. And then softness on your exhales as you finish out your exhale, contract your belly. Feel the muscles soften, the jaw soften. And I'm going to leave you to the next 6 or so breaths. You might follow along with me. But I want to encourage you to focus entirely on the breath for the next 5 breaths. Allowing the hands to fall to the sides, growing your posture a little bit taller. You can keep the eyes closed. Maybe put a little bend in the knees and feel yourself grounding down through the feet even more as you work the legs straight-ish, engage the core. Stack the shoulders over the hips and the crown of the head right over the shoulders. Palms facing forward. Sternum is lifted. Continuing with that Ujjayi breath, that steady inhale, maybe for a count of 4. And your exhale lasting for the same amount of time, but maybe even longer. Noticing the subtle movement as you find yourself in this very simple but powerful posture. Subtle shifting from left to right, forward and backward. And then feel this sense of allowing, this openness to receive, to notice, just observing. We're going to begin to bring a little bit more movement into the body. On your next inhale, you can blink the eyes open, circle the arms up overhead, taking the palms to touch. Take your gaze up to your thumbs. Grow even taller through the side body as you reach the fingertips up towards the ceiling. Take a full inhale here, filling up the lungs. And then on your exhale, dive forward, finding a forward fold, deep bend in the knees. We're going to spend 5 breaths right here. Relaxing the head and the neck. And just noticing physical sensation, thoughts, emotion. What is your state like in this moment? Just allowing it to be. We're going to be here for 2 more breaths. Nice long inhales. Slow exhales. On your next inhale, let's find half flat back. Ardha Uttanasana, as you draw the hands to the shins, press your palms into the shins and the shins back into the palms. As you draw the heart forward, crown of the head forward, imagine at the same time someone had your hips and they were pulling them backwards. If you have a huge rounding in the low back, maybe bend the knees a little bit more in order to lengthen the spine. Keep your breath nice and full. Take one more full inhale here. On your exhale, melt forward, forward fold. Next inhale, rise to standing, reaching the arms overhead, palms come back to touch. Exhale, hands together at the heart and releasing the palms down by the sides. I'm going to find my microphone and adjust it here. Just 1 second. It's disappearing on me. There we go. On your next inhale, arms reach up overhead once again. Take a few half sun salutes. Exhale, forward fold, dive down. Inhale, halfway lift, just 1 massive inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to standing, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, hands, heart center. 2 more rounds like that. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead, grow tall, tall, tall. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. This is a lengthening posture. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to standing, arms sweeping overhead. Exhale, hands, heart center, and down by the sides. Last round, inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold, keeping the length even as you fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise back up to standing, arms reach. Exhale, hands through heart center and down by the sides, Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale, arms circle back overhead, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, bend the elbows, lift the chest, pause here. I want you to think about the tips of the shoulder blades. Try to draw them down the back even more. At the same time, keep the core engaged, the heels rooting down. So you have strong grounding connection with the soles of the feet. As you open up through the chest, think about pulling the backs of the hands back behind you and pushing the elbows slightly forward. Next, inhale, upward salute, arms reach overhead. Exhale, dive forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, plant your palms, step back, first plank pose and drop the knees. This is the first time we're bearing weight on the wrists and on the arms. And so I want to really give it a moment here to wake up. As you press into the palms, think about hugging the elbows and triceps back towards your body. Grow the sternum, crown of the head forward towards the top of the mat. Press strongly into the tops of the feet. You might even feel the knees start to kind of hover, and then gently set them back down. So we want the core engaged enough to where it's stabilizing the low back and supporting also the weight in the arms. Let's take a deep inhale here. And then on your exhale, bend the elbows slow, lower down to the belly. Once you get here, inhale, cobra pose, roll the shoulders open, lift the chest, and then exhale, slowly release. We'll take a few more like that. Let's actually take the hands a little bit wide. You might even widen the feet, toes pointing to the back corners of your mat. On your inhale, roll up. Nice juicy cobra here. And then exhale, slowly roll on down. Opening up the T-spine, that thoracic spine. Inhale, roll on up, cobra. Exhale, slowly melt back down. Last one, inhale, cobra, lift. And then exhale, slowly release. Drawing the hands near the ribs, toes still pointing back behind you, but parallel the legs to one another. Take one more cobra right up the middle, tops of the feet, pressing actively. Knees might even be lifted. Cobra, inhale. And then exhale, release, tuck the toes. Press the hips up and back to your first downward facing dog. You might pedal the feet, shift the hips side to side. Take a little bit of movement as we explore just what's going on in the body today. Allowing whatever is there to just be. No need to change or adjust. And then coming to stillness in this downward facing dog. Putting a little bend in the knees. Strengthen the arms by pushing the palms into the mat even more firmly. Relax the neck. And then feel the hips reaching up even higher. Take a deep inhale here. And then exhale, bend the knees. Begin to walk or step the feet up. Forward fold, top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift once you get there. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to standing, arms reaching overhead. Exhale, hands together, heart center. Arms released by the sides. This is not the greatest tank top for this class. I apologize. I'm going to fix this. We're going to move on here. Inhale, arms circle overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, step back to your plank pose once again. This time, right knee lowers. I want you to kickstand that right shin behind you. Pivot the left foot flat and reach the left arm up towards the ceiling as we come into a modified side plank. Pressing firmly through that right hand. Notice if the right shoulder is behind the wrist. Try to get it stacked up over the wrist or over the palm. Take an inhale, grow long through the left fingertips, and then as you exhale, extend the left arm over the left ear towards the top of your mat. Breathe here. Option to float that left foot up off the mat as well, finding a long line of energy from the heel to the fingertips. Press through the heel, take one more inhale here. On your exhale, release the foot down. Left arm stretches up to the sky. Take a deep inhale, open up through the chest here. And exhale, plant that left palm down. Pivot to where the right shin is now parallel to the long edge of your mat. From here, tuck the right toes under. I want you to press into the right toes and then lift the left heel up off the mat, left toes up off the mat. As you press into the right toes as well, we're going to try to lift that right knee up off the mat and press up and back to a three-leg dog. Keep breathing here. Nice steady inhales. Go ahead and bend your knee, open up your hip, heel to the glute. Strength in the shoulders. Pressing your left sole of your foot towards the right side of the room. Let's come on back, three-leg dog, square it off. Exhale, left knee, left tricep, tap as high as you can get it. Inhale, three-leg dog, lift and lengthen. And then exhale, release, downward facing dog. Deep inhale here, reach the hips high. Exhale, bend the knees, begin to walk or step the feet up, forward fold top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to standing, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, bend the elbows, lift the chest. Let's take that heart opener once again. Inhale, arms reach back up overhead. Exhale, forward fold, dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, step back. Lower the left knee this time. Kickstand that left shin. So we set up for our modified side plank here on the left. Stack your left shoulder over the left wrist or the palm. Really root down through the right foot, and then right arm stretches up to the ceiling. So here we got a lot of points where we can stack our joints. That rhymed. I'm a poet. Oh my gosh, get it together, Heckman. So we can stack our joints, and that takes off some of the burden from the muscles. We're using our structure to support our body. Float that right foot up if you want. Extend the right arm over the air if you want. Lots of options here. I always joke that yoga is like my first job slogan, Burger King. You can have it your way. Let's go ahead and slowly release the right foot. Right hand up to the ceiling. Deep inhale, open up the chest. Let's take a little heart opener here, and then exhale, plant that right hand down. Pivot to where you're facing the top of your mat. Tuck both toes under. Your right toe should already be tucked under. You're going to lift the right leg up off the mat. Press into the left toes. Nice and firmly hover the left knee, and then press up and back, three-leg dog. From here, bend your right knee, open up your right hip. And then breathe. Above all else, breathe, breathe, breathe. Press your right foot towards the left side of the room. Nice long inhales and smooth exhales. Relax the neck. Next inhale, three-leg dog, square it off. And then we tap right tricep, right knee, right tricep as you exhale. Inhale, three-leg dog, lift. Exhale, downward facing dog. Deep inhale here, reach the hips up high. Exhale, bend the knees, walk, step, or fly forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to standing, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, hands together at the heart. Inhale, arms circle overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, step back to your plank. Pausing here once again, drop the right knee. We're going to pivot that right shin once again. Come into our modified side plank. Extending the left arm up towards the ceiling. Again, option here to float that left leg up. Keep breathing. Drive through the left heel. Option to bend the left knee. Again, you can just bend the knee and just stay right here, or you can extend that left hand back, maybe find that foot or ankle. If you catch it, kick into the hand, stay strong, strong in the right arm. Open up the chest, press the hips forward. No slingshots here. We're going to find our modified side plank. Extend left leg long, left arm up. This time, try to plant that left hand down. Pivot your right shin to where it's now parallel to the long edge of your mat. Left leg stays up. Tuck the right toes under. From here, press into the ball of the right foot. Inhale, three-leg dog, lift. Exhale, bend your left knee, open up your hip. Breathe. Next, inhale, three-leg dog, square it off. Exhale, left knee, left tricep, tap. Inhale, three-leg dog. Exhale, left knee to nose. Inhale, three-leg dog. Exhale, left knee, right tricep, tap. Inhale, three-leg dog. Exhale, step the left foot forward between the hands, right knee drops down to the mat. Setting up for your low lunge, you can rise your torso up overhead, or torso overhead, torso over the hips. From here, hands might rest on the left thigh, Or you might reach the arms up overhead. Either way, we're not dumping into the low back, spilling the hips forward. We're keeping a nice neutral spine here by lengthening the low back. Root down through the left foot and feel this like scissor action of the legs hugging together. Keep breathing here. Nice job, you guys. Let's take one more inhale here in our low lunge. On your exhale, plant your hands down. Tuck the right toes under if they aren't already. From here, standing split, crawl the hands forward of that left leg. Catch the left ankle with the left hand, or keep both hands planted for stability. You want a little bend in the left knee though, and then try to dive the torso and head down. We're thinking like a single leg forward fold here in a standing split. As you lengthen through the right leg, really feel that right glute squeeze. One more inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to standing, arms reach overhead. Forward fold right away as we exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms, step back to your plank. Drop your left knee. Pivot that left shin. Right foot spins flat. Find that modified side plank. Right arm stretches up to the ceiling. If you want to take some circles with the wrists, if it's feeling a little bit stiff, feel free to. We're going to float that right foot up. And then again, that option to bend the knee. Maybe you reach back, catch that foot or ankle. If you catch it, I want you to kick into the hand, press the hips forward, open up through the chest. Breathe. Long inhales. Smooth exhales. No slingshots. Nice and steady. Release that right foot. Right arm comes up. Slowly plant the right hand down. As you pivot, keep the right leg lifted. So now your left shin is parallel to the long edge of your mat. Tuck the left toes under. Three-leg dog is next. You press into the ball of the left foot. Lift the left knee. Right leg goes straight up and back. Bend the right knee. Open up the hip. Next, inhale, square it off, three-leg dog. Exhale, right knee, right tricep, tap. Inhale, three-leg dog. Exhale, right knee to nose. Inhale, three-leg dog. Exhale, right knee, left tricep, cross and tap. Inhale, three-leg dog, lift. Exhale, step it forward between the hands. Left knee drops down. We find our low lunge. Upright the torso. Hands either on the knee or arms overhead. Find your stance. Connect to your breath. And here we're building strength and flexibility. This is not only a powerful combination in your body physically, but it's a really powerful combination when you translate that into your internal self, mentally and emotionally. The strongest things on earth have a quality of softness to them, and we're going to try to convert that here to our breath. Nice, strong, steady breath that's still soft, still fluid. Root down through your right foot. Take one more inhale. Hands release down on your exhale. Tuck your left toes under. Lift the left knee. We're setting up for our standing split. Crawl the hands forward. Float that left leg up and back. As you dive over that right leg, right hand might catch the back of the right ankle. Maybe you put a little bend in the knee. Relax the head and the neck. Drive through the left leg. Can you remain soft even in this uncomfortable position? One more inhale, gather length. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up, arms reaching. Exhale, hands heart center. Inhale, arms float overhead. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to take a little detour. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, step back, taking a vinyasa or skipping it here. You lower on your next out breath. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, shift forward, plank pose, shoulders over palms. Exhale, downward facing dog. 2 more like that. Inhale, roll forward to plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Use the belly. Inhale, roll forward, plank pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Deep inhale here, reach the hips high. Exhale, bend the knees, walk or step the feet up, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up, arms reach. Exhale, bend the elbows, lift the chest. Inhale, arms reach overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, step back, plank pose. We're going to add on here, right knee drops down as we repeat. Pivot the right shin, sweep the left arm up, find your modified side plank. Breathe here. Options to lift that leg or take that bind. It's up to you. I'm going to just take the lifted version. Breathe here. Try to press the hips forward, crown of the head towards the top of your mat. I'm going to keep that left leg lifted. Inhale, open up the chest. As you plant the left hand, left toes don't touch down. Right toes tuck under. Go ahead and lift the right knee, lift up, 3-leg dog. Deep inhale. Exhale, bend the knee, open up the hip. Inhale, 3-leg dog, square it off. Exhale, left knee, left tricep, tap. Inhale, 3-leg dog. Exhale, left knee to nose. Inhale, 3-leg dog. Exhale, tap your right tricep. Inhale, lift. Exhale, step it forward between the hands. Back knee drops down. Inhale, left arm sweeps up to the ceiling as we find a twist in our lunge. You might come up onto the right fingertips, or maybe even energize the legs enough that you bring the hand to the heart. But we're working on opening up through the twist, using the core. Breathe here. Sternum forward, left foot rooting down. Take one more inhale here. Exhale, release that left hand down. Let's stay for an inhale. Come up on the fingertips, lift the chest, drop the hips. And then exhale, half front split, shift the hips back as you flex the left toes towards the shin. Breathing here. Nice long inhales. Smooth exhales. Staying for one more inhale here. Fill up the lungs. Rebend the knee on the exhale. Tuck those right toes under, lift the right knee. Bend deeply into that right knee, and then inhale, come on up. Crescent pose, arms reach up overhead. We're going to transition to our warrior 2. So setting up for that, you're going to spin the back foot flat, open up the arms. Arms are parallel to the ground. Take a look at your back foot. So sometimes the foot is parallel to the back edge of the mat, but I want you to play with having those toes slightly pointed forward, just barely. And notice if that makes any difference. You know, in Warrior 2, our back leg is working towards internal rotation, and our front leg is working towards external rotation. Slightly turning the toes in just facilitates that rotation a bit. Start to extend the arms front to back if they aren't there already. Soften the shoulders, and then breathe here. Nice long inhales, smooth exhales. Deep bend in that right knee. Let's reverse our warrior. Inhale, left arm reaches up. Right hand can slide down the right leg or wrap behind the low back. Notice if your left leg starts to straighten out on you, try to keep a deep bend in it. Let's take one more inhale here, reach it up. Exhale, come back, warrior two. We're gonna find side angle just briefly. Take that left forearm to the left thigh. Stretch that left or right arm over the ear as we come into extended side angle. Deep, deep bend here in your left knee. Steady breath. Root down through that right foot as well and challenge the depth of the bend in the left knee. Nice work, everyone. Next inhale, reverse your warrior. Reach it up and back. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down. Frame that left foot, pivot up onto the right toes. Standing split is next. Crawl the hands forward as you lift that right leg up and back. A little bend in the left knee. Drop the head and neck. Breathe. One more inhale here. And then exhale, forward fold. You made it. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to standing, arms reach up. Bend the elbows, lift the chest, exhale. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palm, step back to your plank. Drop your left knee down. Pivot your left shin. Spin that right foot flat. Modified side plank, reach it up. Breathe. Excuse me. Reaching tall. Option to float the right leg up like we did on the other side. Catch the bind if you prefer that. Notice if you're hinging at the hips though. Try to press the hips forward, getting a nice long line. Heel to the fingertips if it's over the ear. And then left knee up to the hips as well. Go ahead and reach that right arm up towards the ceiling. Inhale, open up the chest. Exhale, plant that right hand down. Pivot to where your right foot stays parallel. And your left shin is now also parallel to the side of your mat. Tuck the left toes under, three-leg dog, lift it up. Exhale, bend the knee, open up the hip. Setting up for our core work here. Think inner thighs active. Inhale, square off the hips. Exhale, right knee, right tricep. Inhale, three-leg dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, three-leg dog. Exhale, twist and tap left tricep. Inhale, three-leg dog. And then exhale, step it forward. Drop that back knee down, setting up for our twist. Left hand stays down, right arm stretches up. Take your twist and breathe. Long inhales, smooth exhales. Reaching tall through the right fingertips. Let's take one more inhale here, reach. Exhale, release right hand down. Stay for an inhale, find that low lunge. Exhale, half front split, shift the hips back. Breathing here. Nice, steady inhales. Slow, smooth exhales. Flex the right toes. Press forward through the ball of the right foot. One more inhale. On your exhale, re-bend your right knee, plant the palms, tuck the left toes under, crescent pose. On your inhale, rise it up. Setting up for your warrior two, deep bend in the right knee. Inhale, grow long. Exhale, warrior two. Spin that back foot flat, open the arms up wide. Rooting down through the right foot. And then again, take a look at your left foot, toes slightly pointed forward and deep bend in the right knee. Really challenge the depth here. Soften the shoulders, and then someone had your wrists and they were pulling them long. Channeling those two qualities again, strength and softness. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Reach your right arm up, 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 slightly back. Let's take one more inhale here, reach. And then exhale, side angle, drop that right forearm to the right thigh, left arm straight up towards the ceiling or extended as you reach the fingertips over the ear towards the top of your mat. Here we're thinking length in every direction, pressing out of the right shoulder, drawing the right hip back to lengthen the right side body, and then deeply bending into the right knee. Breathe here. Use the legs, use the glutes. Next inhale, reverse your warrior, reach it up and back. Exhale, cartwheel those hands down. Pause here, setting up, standing split. Crawl the hands forward, lift the left leg up and back. Breathe. You might catch the right ankle once again. Let's take one more inhale here. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise back up to standing arms, reach, palms touch. Last time, exhale, bend the elbows, lift the chest. Inhale, arms stretch up. Exhale, hands together, heart center. Arms released by the sides. Inhale, upward salute, arms float. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. This time on your exhale, plant the fingertips, walk the feet a little bit wider than the hips. And then we're gonna sink into a malasana, little yogi squat here. Now if you wanna block, feel free to take a block underneath the sit bones. If you're feeling okay, even if the heels are lifted, that's okay. I want you to bring the elbows inside the knees, lift the chest. You're going to just be here for another 3 breaths. Last deep inhale here. And then on your exhale, release the hands, lift the hips, walk the feet back underneath the hips. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, step back to your plank, Vinyasa, bending the elbows, you lower. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. We didn't do very many vinyasas today, so we're gonna do 3 in a row right now. Inhale, shift forward plank. You can drop the knees or not. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Last one, inhale, shift forward plank, follow the breath. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. 5 breaths here, downward facing dog, breathe. Option to drop the knees always. Nice long inhales. Smooth exhales. If you're in child's pose, meet us in downward facing dog. Pigeon is on deck. Inhale, lift that right leg up and back. Exhale, send the right knee up towards the right wrist as you pivot the left or the right ankle to the left. Wiggle your left leg long. And then setting up here, we're going to pause a little more actively to begin with. Hugging the inner thighs together. Sitting up tall. If your right knee's bothering you, you can always flex that foot. But if it feels okay, you can let it do its thing. Stay here for one more inhale, lifting. And then as you exhale, hinge forward at the hips. You can come into more of a sleeping pigeon here. Breathing. Reconnect to your breath. Reconnect to those ideas of strength and softness. And maybe even bringing to mind a person or an experience that embodied both of those qualities. What did it feel like to be in that person's presence? What did it feel like to be in a moment where you witnessed those two qualities equally present? And finding even a way to embody those now by softening the jaw, keeping the breath full though at the same time. Let's go ahead and crawl up onto the hands. Tuck the left toes under. Lift that right leg up and back, finding your three-leg dog. And bending the knee. Open up the hip. If you need to take any counter movement, even taking wild thing, some hip circles, find what you need. No rush. I'm gonna meet back up in our downward facing dog. And then I want you to walk the hands a little closer to the feet, just slightly shortening up your downward facing dog. And then we're gonna take a little twist, so shifting the weight out of your right hand into the left arm, take your right hand to the outer left ankle or calf. Keep the hips squared, so the left hip's gonna wanna kick way off to the left. Try to press even more firmly into the right heel. And then relax the head and the neck. And see where you can soften. Soften into this twist. And at the same time, remain strong in the legs, strong in the arm, without bordering on a grip. Let's go ahead and slowly release the right hand. We're going to come into our pigeon pose on the other side. Inhale, lift the left leg up. Exhale, send that left knee forward near the left wrist. Ankle pivots to the right. So we extend the right leg long. And then once again, take a few breaths here. Sitting upright, hugging the inner thighs actively towards one another, opening up through the chest. I'm going to go ahead and slowly lean forward if that feels appropriate to you. And then just observing without judgment the differences in your left side versus your right side. I'm sure they are plentiful. So just becoming aware of those. Reconnecting back to your breath. Last full breath here. Crawling up onto your hands. Plant those palms, tuck the right toes under. Lift the left leg up and back, 3-leg dog. Open up the hip. Find your movement, counter movement, whatever you need here. Take it, make it feel good. We're gonna take our final twist here. So coming on down, release your left leg, crawl the hands back just a bit to shorten your downward facing dog stance. Right hand is gonna bear the weight of the upper body as we transfer the left arm to the outer right calf. Once you get it there, if you want to slide it down to the ankle, if it comfortably reaches, press tall out of the right shoulder, use the belly, maybe even bending the left arm to take this twist a little deeper. Relax the head, lift the hips, breathe. One more full breath. And last deep inhale. And then releasing on the exhale, come back to your downward facing dog and dropping the knees down. We're going to sit back on the heels, just pausing here for a moment. So we set up for Virasana. You have two options here. If you want to take Virasana sitting on a block or a pillow, feel free to place a pillow between the heels. As you sit back onto the block or the pillow, you might release the hands behind you for some support. If one block or one pillow is not enough, you can always opt for two. But here we're trying to open up through the quads, the front of the body, but also affect the joints, the ankles, the knees, and the hips. So you find what you need. If you feel comfortable lying flat on your back or coming down maybe onto the forearms, you can always play around with going a little bit deeper in that way. Only going to your own edge though. Three more breaths here. Last full inhale. Full exhale. We'll keep our breath flowing as we exit this posture. Take your time. We're going to come up hands and knees. And I want to give an option to either just recline on down to your back if you are ready for that, or if you have an inversion, a headstand, or a forearm balance in your practice, I'm going to give you about a minute to play with that balance before we recline on down. I'm going to take a headstand. Now, if you have a crow you even want to practice, feel free to do that as well. I know this is a level 1, but I just want to create some space to reinforce, especially if you're just starting to work on some of these postures. So, if you're taking your headstand, there's two options, tripod and bound. I'm going to work on bound, interlacing the fingers. I like to tuck the pinky underneath inside of my hand. Root down the forearms, elbows are underneath the shoulders. Root down the outer edges of the palms. Drop the crown of the head down. Lift the knees up. You might even readjust the crown of the head. I want you to press so firmly down into the forearms you feel them start to hug in, and then maybe bend one knee. You have to keep pressing down into the forearms, and then you might start to find a little bit of a lift. This takes a good amount of core strength. Press down into the forearms. And again, no need to do this if
If this is not your practice, do not do it. Keep breathing. If you are upside down, even if you're using a wall, just take your time, nice and steady. There's no rush to get anywhere. We're going to be here for about another 10 seconds. If that means you're coming in and out of the posture, great. Get active. Last 3, 2, and 1. Going to slowly exit with control. Take your time, take your time. If you were upside down, sit back on the heels and give yourself a moment. And we're going to meet up on our backs. So just reclining on down. Once you get onto your back, let's go ahead and draw the knees up into the belly. Give yourself a nice little squeeze here. From here, let's go ahead and take a happy baby. So drawing the knees wide, you can pull the knees either up towards the shoulders, or if you'd like, you can take the full expression of happy baby where you slide the hands up the shins to the outer edges of the ankles, lengthening the low back, working the soles of the feet up towards the ceiling. So this is kind of like our malasana, if you think about it in a reclined version. Continue to breathe. If you have the feet, you just start to kick into the right hand, extending out through the right heel, flexing the foot. And then rebend the right knee. Straighten out through the left leg, pressing into the left hand. Taking like a half straddle here. Rebending into the left leg, finding your happy baby. Let's catch the big toe with the peace fingers. And then work into a reclined straddle. Flexing the feet. Driving through the heels, lengthening the low back. And last full breath. Rebending the knees, hug them into the belly. I'm going to go ahead and cross the right knee over the left. As you release the left foot down, lift the hips up, shift them off to the right just a few inches, and then we're going to drop both knees just crossed in this sort of eagle shape over to the left. Now if you want to use the left hand to hold on to that right knee, you can. If you need to kind of bring the knees up towards your left side body more, you can play around with that. Extend the right arm out like a T. And then just settle in. Now, if this version of a twist doesn't work for you, or you like to take a different variation, that option's always available. Let's go ahead and slowly unwind, coming back to center. If you need to lift the hips up, recenter them, feel free to. And then we're going to switch sides, crossing the left knee over the right. Again, press into the right foot, lift the hips. You just shift them to the left just a bit. And then you can slowly drift the legs over to the right as you extend the left arm out like a T. Again, settling in here. Breathing fully. Last breath. Let's go ahead and unwind. Return onto your back. Just take a moment here with the knees bent, dropping in towards one another, opening the arms out like a T. And just feeling the weight of your body resting on the floor. Allowing yourself to get heavy here. As you feel a sense of surrender and letting go wash over you. You can begin to work the legs nice and easily towards straight if that feels comfortable. Allowing your breath to become effortless, just natural inhales and exhales. Allow your jaw to relax, upper teeth and lower teeth no longer touching, tongue heavy, brow relaxed. Just enjoying here these final few moments of stillness. Shavasana. Can begin to find some gentle movement. Just wiggling fingers and toes. Rolling your wrists and your ankles. Taking your time to make your way back upright to a comfortable seat. We'll close out our practice, drawing the hands together at heart center. Thumbs to the forehead for clarity of mind. Fingertips down to your lips for thoughtfulness of speech. And hands to the heart for consistency of action. Much health, much wealth, and much love. Namaste.